behind. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing.
Bright skies, heavy spotlight here on Pete Series TV as we're now back here at Bristol Motor Speedway in Bristol, Tennessee. Time to see us some hard action and hard racing from the Green Ground Grill's Fast and Fun Truck Series right here on the show. Hi everyone, I am the Crusader, Christian Schreiber, joining you guys once again here today as we are down here at Bristol Motor Speedway. It is our first showing this week on the asphalt side of things. We've been on the dirt for most of it. We're going back here tonight later on as those Fast and Fun Champ Power Equipment boys are going to have some fun with the Cup Series. But for now, let's let the Green Mountain Grill Truck Series have their fun on the good old surface here of the asphalt side of things. And let's take a look at our starting lineup here to begin this race season and this day off. On the pole, James Harris in the 55. Will be the number 1 man out of qualifying. Tyler Meeks will be in the 35 to his outside. In row number 2, it's Kevin Kirscher in the 91s. Outside the 53 is Christian Wilcox. Row number 3 is going to be Russ Kilgore in the 2s. Outside the 38, that is Chris Wheeler. Row number 4 is Steve Clegg in the 22s. Outside the 80, Sheldon Pearson. In row number 5, Richard Ford Shell in the 90 will be outside of him. It's the 14 of Dan Starner. Row 6 is going to be Jason Taylor in the 15s. Outside George Young as he pilots up in at the number 48. Row number 7, well, that will be piloted up down by our boys here. And Brad Patton in the 1, and then Eli Childs in the 9. At row number 8, it's going to be William Mann Jr. in the 29s. Outside Robert Wynn in the 16. Row 9, we'll see Robert Wynn Jr. in the 89 is outside. That will be Joshua Caudill in the 23. And finally, Jessica Childs pilots the 19. Field set in motion. Drivers ready to get back out on the track here. Ready to get to some racing here from the Green Mountain Grill side of things. As they're ready to get down to business here. Get ready for the action here live on Pete Series TV. Hot skies, bright sunny day here on the show. It's time to see some heavy racing, some hard action thrown around. As this race is presented in part by our good friends over at Green Mountain Grills. The best wood-fired pellet grills on the market. And summertime and springtime is in the books and in the style. It's time to get yourself some grills. Get it right. Get a Green Mountain Grill. We've got 2 camera angles looking at our pit box today, as well as looking at our flag stand. You know which camera we'll start with here today. We showed it last night. It's time to get down to business here, and time to get down on the track here. Off the green flag start, the flag waves. We're underway. 125 laps to the distance. Off the first junction, it is the 38 of Chris Wheeler having the early go around, having to be the first to battle up with some drivers. He takes on Russ Kilgore there, he takes on Steve Clegg in the 22 Moxie machine as they both go for a heavy battle off the edges. We saw Steve Clegg just a couple of days ago battle it with the Moonshiners Rallycross Series and the Legend 34s at Atlanta Speedway. Now having to revert back to the longer wheelbases and the ever so tough to tame track style here of these boys here, as we got some problems down here. Caution flag is out already. Caution is out. Caution is out. Caution flag has patrolled on the scene. Steve Clegg in the 22 goes for a little bit of a ride here down turn number 2. And the PTM instant replay pops up here, presented in part by Green Mountain Grills. Let's take a look at this one. And you can see already trying to get an early advantage on the outside, but the truck wasn't having any of it. And the Moxie 22 slides it in deep and does not quite get her to stick, and it drives a little too deep into the corner, a little too rich for its rear end to slide off with. It's a very difficult place to drive off from when that rear end just all of a sudden kicks completely out underneath you, and this is exactly a good reason why. Took that little tap there as well from Fornshell in the 90, and it really wasn't much he could do there. The rest of the field now are going to have to get back into the junction here, get squared back up on the track as the field now works their way on around. We are under the caution flag at the moment here as the drivers are now back on the run here. And they're not wasting any time here, race fans. They're going to get fielded back in motion, back in play here. Former champion, the 55, James Harris, looking to try and bring that old, trying to bring his little subbies signed up. Number 55 here, again, for his local environment, local family as well. Looking to try to bring some bacon home for him and his team. Tyler Meeks and the 35 looking to do maybe the unthinkable and bring home another championship run to his season. He's already got one. He looks to bring home another one as they bring him back to the green flag. Down across the edges here, down through the first set of corners here, and the 38 of Chris Wheeler yet again dealing with some pressure from the number 1, Brad Patton in the GMG F-150. Patton's not a guy you can sleep your head on here, much less try to stay away from trying to hold him back on any kind of run. Remember, this man's got himself a race win in the truck series already just by running his Mad number 1 out there quite a few times. Representation for Jessica Childs and Eli Childs. Hasn't backed off since the field started. Really hasn't backed off since really the battle's kind of went from go. The factory canopy curb records machine of 91's Kevin Kershaw right now dealing with the 15 of Jason Taylor and the Ford F-150s. We got problems down here right now, but turn 2 in the back straightaway. Big wreck, unfortunately, pursuing up. The Rod Baker, number 2, Russ Kilgore. You see the first man spun on around, having all sorts of problems down there. Can't quite tell where everything went wrong there. Oh, and he gives old Sheldon Pearson a little toe tap there. I don't know if that's payback for something. I guess there's only one way to find out what that was all about. Here's a look at the PTM instant replay. This one could get interesting here, but it looked like from the word go, Kilgore wasn't having any of it with anybody. Oh, Tyler Meeks, actually, of all things, he got loose, takes the 53 completely out. We saw him already loose, though, kind of taking in. So I don't think the 2 was going for the 8. I think he was just trying to figure out where the heck he was going. And major damage in that 53 of Wilcox. Thankfully, he does have an instant repair at his disposal, but that doesn't mean anything on the long-term run with that one, because that's going to definitely slow down his momentum and his pace here. We'll go on board here with Meeks and find out what happened exactly. Got it loose off the exit here of turn 4. Goes to the bottom, trying to save it. Then he brought it up, trying to progressively turn it in. Got just enough of the 2. Kilgore was trying to go for the big hold shot and steal this one away, but did not quite work in his favor. Tough break there for everybody involved, and a big hit to say the least on a lot of these guys. That's going to slow them down tremendously here as the field now has to try to get structured back up. And right now, if I am that 55 of James Harris right now, I'm just thinking to myself, man, I'm getting really lucky. I'm not hitting or touching any of these guys, and because I'm getting very close to it. Of course, we talked about here the old bump and runs here that Bristol Motor Speedway can bring to the table and has been a bit of a thorn in the factor for many drivers out here. But I'd say more than likely the biggest key obstacle these guys are going to face is having to transition back from literally whatever dirt surface they left out on the track here to then having to get back to the old asphalt style racing, which has always been extremely tough to master and extremely tough to deal with. And you look up top there, You see the marbles up there, actually. That's pretty much what they're trying to avoid. They're trying to stay away from that so they don't get any looser off the truck end when they get off the when they get off those runs. That's what they're really trying to avoid and trying to stay away from them. And it's going to be very, very difficult later on in this race. As you'll see, the race can progress through and come on away. Who will be able to win here out of Bristol Motor Speedway? Find out when we return. Today's race, ladies and gentlemen, under the bright skies and the bright sunny day here at Bristol, Tennessee, has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at GMG Green Mountain Grills. When you guys need the best wood-fired pellet grills on the market, we've only found there's only one brand name that you can rely and trust in, and that has always been with the Green Mountain Grills brand. Be sure to check them out on their website at www.greenmountaingrills.com and check out all their latest products and latest line of areas you can use from the spring and the summer to even the fall and winters. Hey, I'm an Iowan. I get really bad winters, but I can trust in the Green Mountain Grill to stand the cold and stand the pressure and put me up some really good grilling days. Thank you again to Green Mountain Grills for their support. Field now ready to work this one on by here, looking to field this one up a few junctions. James Harris right now, former champion, looking to keep the lead away from everybody here and keep this one in pure dominant fashion. Got a long way to go though before he can start thinking about that too much here as they bring the pace car off of turn number 4 this time on by. Up into the marble area he goes, up to the green flag. We wave, green flag back on out. Firing him on down, entering into the back straightaway, into turn number 3, down turn number 4. Dan Starner in the 14. Trying to get up there at Wheeler. Meanwhile, behind him, there is a William Mann Jr. sighting coming through the field into the ranks. That's number 29 here, right up on the factory canopy curve records. Number 91 of Kevin Kirscher. The factory canopies machine trying to hold the Chevrolets down with Mann Jr. right behind him. There's a lot of heavy hitters kind of moving through the field looking for some openings or two when they can. Dan Starner certainly no exception as he brings the F-150s up to the front. Up on the high end, on the high sides here, you see that youngling, number 48 here, George Young. Boy, he had some troubles last time we saw him in the Moonshiners Rallycross Series. Doesn't seem to be phased too much here at Bristol. Seems to be more focused on just keeping the truck in one piece. And he's doing a pretty good job of that so far here. But now you see the 91 Rubber Wind just pushing the machine up ahead. Metallica is riding the lightning and riding the wave of success here. Looking to try to pull up another top 10 performance here in the number 16. Great driving so far out of his camp and out of his crew. But can he keep it going for the long term wise? Subbies 55 of James Harris getting a piece of that wall and getting ever so closer up on the high end here. Trying to deal with that pressure that the 90 Ford shell is bringing right up to him. The Fury 1190 is trying to put up a speed and a distance here on Harris. Harris knows he's got to be careful about him down there. A lot of heavy shooters and a lot of heavy runners out of the gate, and still a lot of them trying to get back from the early wrecks in the cars they suffered earlier on. Some of them actually having to deal with the progressive issue of dealing with those pit stops here as well as those pit lane areas. So far right now, it's been Brad Patton that's gone into pit road, Tyler Meeks, Robert Wynn Jr., Jason Taylor, Russ Kilgore, Sheldon Pearson, and it looks like that is kind of our lineup right now that's been in pit road. It was on 13 and 15 respectively for their laps that they decided to go in on. Wilcox and Meeks is kind of obvious. They had to do an instant repair on their end just to try to get these trucks to be somewhat okay to be able to push on. Mastering down on the back straightaway here into turn 3, down turn number 4 here, the 53 of Christopher Wilcox trying to hold back that AC Delco, number 35, Tyler Meeks, the former champion, or the reigning defending champion, I should say, trying to go back-to-back titles, championships, contentions here in this series and in this season. That was certainly something to watch at Las Vegas Motor Speedway just to see Meeks finally, after all the hard years of labor, all the hard work he had put up on the track, to finally catch a break. Feel like he got something out of it as Kilgore, Rod Baker too, you heard something go cha-ching, and that means there's going to be some money to be put into that engine because that 2 F-150 has blown the motor. Might have been from the damage earlier on, and may have been from showing too much of those RPMs up. You have to keep the RPMs high here at Bristol. It is a short track after all, but that may have been a little too much for the F-150 today. It is going to be found in pit road today. In the back of the pack here, you saw Harrison Fornshell moving up back to the front, but right behind him here in this close corner encounter of the third kind, Kershaw going right for 38, and Chris Wheeler here trying to take the third spot up. Patton, though, behind in the Green Mountain Grills machine is on a deadlock charge. He's in full mode, full throttle assault gear, powered up machinery. And he still found a way to put the Mad logo on the bottom of that truck. He's going to be representing that all season long, I bet ya. And good on him too. For those that don't know what it means, it's Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and it's an organization to help prevent anybody out there from losing a loved one or a family member, as many of our drivers out here have lost, unfortunately, due to drunk driving. So it's a beautiful foundation. It's a beautiful organization, to say the least, trying to make the world a better place for not just us, but also for our people that we cherish in our day-to-day life. So kudos to those that are running that scheme out there today. Onboard camera here, Chris Wheeler in the 38. We talked a lot about him, and really, we've seen a lot of him fighting this track out, really making some speed up as Noah Owens roots him on. He's been dealing with some added pressure from these guys, really dealing with some added pressure on the track since he really came back onto the scene. And it's really to see him really hammering down so well here at Bristol Motor Speedway certainly tells you a lot about his style of racing and his style of performance. He seems to like these shorter tracks more than anything, but I think if you could give him a bit of a chance on those 1.5 miles, I think he could really put some boots up to the likes of Janzik at them. And by the way, there is no Janzik sightings in this race, so that is a first and kind of a surprise to me, if you ask me. So often have I gotten used to saying, oh, here comes Janzik, or here's Janzik to deal with now late in the run. Nope, not here anyway. Pacing starting to be a little bit more of a form factor here for some of these guys. As you see, a little bit of that chromed up scheme style looks like right up ahead of them. I'm trying to get a number on that one. I cannot tell for the life of me. I think that might be the 23 of Joshua Caudill. Oh, it is. Caudill, you got to make that number a little bit more presentable when you're on the broadcast there, bud. I can't tell from a chromed out scheme with all white up there. At least I can tell now. It's the Nike Air 23 machine, but from a distance, you can barely tell what that number was, man. I thought we already had the argument about moving the cars numbers forward in those next gens, having a tough time seeing them. Apparently, he wants to make it even harder in a truck series. Good Lord. I always said, as long as you can at least stick the number visible so I can see it, I don't care what's on this truck. For all I care, it could be a big picture of me just literally eating a pickle for all I care. And for the life of you folks, do not make that an actual scheme. I don't eat pickles for good reason. Okay, I probably just made that more absurd. Anyway, we're moving back into the front. Damage on that 22 Moxie earlier on still caved in the rear end. Doesn't seem to be affecting your aero package very much, but it certainly is affecting how he gets up to the front a little bit quicker, because he's trying to be very careful about how he hits the turns and how he comes off the exits. And you see him and Wilcox having a great shootout, little battle here up top of the top 10 section. Wilcox relying on the Allegiant number 53 scheme today, looking to try to show some more love down to his Allegiant crew and the Allegiant folks that have sponsored up a few of these races actually on the Fast and Fun side. Still, anybody's guess here really has the best runs and the best advantages here. As we look back up ahead, George Young, the Youngling 48, Ford F-150, still dealing with Jason Taylor's Ford Performance Motorsports 15. I believe that's the DGR style scheme that Haley Deegan drove down in her number 1 F-150. If you haven't already seen as well, she's already released her throwback scheme for Darlington come here in just a couple weeks. I've seen a few of those too, by the way. Some of those Darlington schemes, man, talk about awesome. They already got a Jeff Gordon one from William Byron from the 2007 days. Yeah, with this, they've got one she's got one for like Bobby Allison from the from her old from the old 16 ride. I think it was from the Gran Torino, I believe, or may have been the Chevelles. I don't know. I'm not a very good manufacturer kind of guy, but it's a pretty sweet looking scheme. So you get check it out if you guys want to. It's on Facebook. It's on social media platforms. Clegg and Wilcox still back and forth, back and forth. Nobody's giving an inch here, and no one wants to give anything out. Brad Patton, though, has now moved up 11 spots. He's the hard charger of the day, looking to try to take on James Harris. And I keep reverting back to this top 10 battle because really, that's really the main thing that's going on around here. Well, I can't say too much about that now because George Jones opened the door for Taylor here. Every single one of these drivers right now in that top 7 to top 10 is literally in a heated warfare as you got 30,000 plus in attendance right now watching here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Not necessarily social distance anymore, nor are they really having to worry about their masks anymore. That's one good thing about this track. But over 30,000 attendance, many more watching at home, watching currently a hot, heated battle between these drivers and a hot, heated runoff from a lot of guys out here. Richard Fornshaw earlier on, the Theory 11, number 90, was really pretty much in a heated position, in a great position to go at it with Harris, but has not been able to recapture that glory. Bell's back in the top 5 here. He's in 5th with Dan Starner just ahead of him. As we move up to the front here, we've got a hard charger turning into a hard racer. Here comes Brad Patton, the number 1 F-150, battle of the Chevy and battle of the Ford. You could say it's a Ford versus Ferrari bat. Okay, I'll shut up now. But anyway, Chevy versus Ford, one of the biggest heated rivalries really of all in motorsports history from the NASCAR side of things and really in general. Chevys have gotten the leg up on the Fords quite a bit here. We'll see if Patton can bring it home for the F-150 today. The Chevy got a good run earlier on. James Harris really piling up a very strong run early out. But again, strong run early does not mean success later. Patton knows this, and he is going right to that inside, making him work for all he's got. See Patton going back to the outside here as Harris just completely wheel-manning that thing around, trying to hold it down. We talked so much about how difficult it was just to run it on a dirt track and how hard they were having to wheel those things up and turn them on by. Well, this is literally no different here. This is pretty much the same kind of ordeal, the same kind of threshold these drivers are facing, as now lap traffic is going to be a factor. And of all things, Chris Wheeler is going to be lap trafficked here. I would not have put him in my spot there about having to be put into a lap traffic, considering how dominant he was earlier. But as we say before, I can only expect the unexpected here at Bristol. He got kind of caught up in a few bad incidents there and it struggled to keep it hold up. William Mann Jr. now on a hard charge up to the 90 here. Richard Fornchell. Mann Jr. still searching. I know he's going to hate me for this, but he's still searching for his first win here on Pizza Racing TV. He's been the bridesmaid. I think I can probably count on the top of my head. I think he's probably been the bridesmaid about 14 or 15 times out of almost a 2-year span that we've even existed. And we've covered these races, and believe me, we've covered the Champion Power Equipment, the Fast and Fun, Green Mountain Grills. We've covered all of them, even the Riley Road Course Challenge, multiple months, weeks, and times. I just don't know what the heck it's going to take for him to get that win already. But Patton, though, managing to at least get another win in his sights. He's got around Harris. He takes the race lead away. Tyler Meeks making his way back up ahead of Christian Wilcox at 53 again. Here is the 35 EC Delco gets ahead of the Elite on 53 with Steve Clegg back in their sights. Clegg right now, honestly, in my opinion, might be the most refreshing here out of the bunch. He's been able to hang on for as long as he has. And it's good to see him kind of be able to finally get a little strength hold in this truck series. He's got wins here on Pizza Race TV before, so he's no slouch when it comes to getting his speed going. I think his struggles have always just been trying to stay out of trouble. And same I think I really could said about that PM and Sons number 8 Sheldon Pearson as we go on board with him. Pearson a lap down, unfortunately, but and right now also to make things even more catastrophic, he has not been in pit road he has been in pit road on lap 32. So now he's pretty much having to be in a bit of a dogfight to get back up there with this field and back up into this run. And while they have a little fun with the run, I say let's have a little fun on the show. It's time to bring out the Fast and Fun Green Mountain Grills Crank It Up style, baby. Here we go. Let's crank it up a little bit here at Bristol. Oh, hold on, let's not crank up anymore. We got problems, we've got problems. We got a big wreck coming off turn number 4 here. William Mann Jr. and Foreign Shell wrecked hard off the end there and coming to a dead stop. Hard battling racing puts both drivers into the wall and off the pace. Well, they were cranking it up all right, but I think they also kind of cranked up the motors a little too much, and now I think they're going to have some problems for a minute here. Unfortunately, William Mann Jr. shocked, to say the least here, that got into a bit of a scruffle there with the 90 of Foreign Shell. Watch this. There's a slight bobble. Watch that 90. You saw him literally just swing the rear end out slightly, gets into the 48, and Chris Wheeler also getting clipped in there. That pace car sure didn't waste time getting out, though. Holy cow. Man, somebody tell that guy to slow down a little bit or stop holding, or make someone to not hold his beer, because he got that thing out so quickly as soon as he saw the caution flag fly, man. You see right there, Foreign Shell, he just got slightly loose, and that's all it took. And once he got clipped, he got clipped. There wasn't much he could do, but there wasn't much William Mann Jr. can do either, so it really... I hate saying it, but it's kind of just a racing ordeal, sadly. And one last look at it. Watch that steering wheel. Right there. Bam. There it is. Just kind of comes off. You can see him twitch, turn it. Thankfully, it wasn't the next Gen Cup car. Otherwise, he would have probably taken out a lot more drivers with that one, because that would have been the deadlock shot. Wow. Chaos and pandemonium all around us here. Drivers heading into pit road now and getting squared away, and I don't even know who the heck to really tell you to watch out for in this next run. But I can tell you one thing is for sure. These guys are not holding anything back now. Under the caution flag right now here, currently William Mann Jr. and Richard Foreign Shell kind of talking it over with their crew chief as well as their spotters, and I think at this point you can tell they are not too happy with one another, but when in doubt, it's just hard racing, my friends. Today's race, ladies and gentlemen, is presented in part by our good friends over at Green Mountain Grills, and you guys need the best wood-fired pellet grills on the market. There's only one brand name that we trust in, and that is Green Mountain Grills. Be sure to visit them up at their website at www.greenmountaingrills.com and get yourself some great, awesome Green Mountain Grill today to help for your next barbecue or support on the picnic day. Alright, race fans, here we go. We're set to go back for the restart zone. The field is set in motion, ready to field them down off of turn number 4 this time on by. Bring them back to the green flag here, starting them off, and let's get them going. Brad Patton will be a race later here. The 91 Factory Canada Beast number Chevrolet Silverado of Kevin Kersher will be now in the fight as Dan Starner crosses them over, entering in turn number 1 down turn 2. They'll fight him off down turn 4, and just like that bobble Foreign Shell suffered through earlier, Starner feels a little bit of it too. There seems to be a bit of a traction slick off there on turn 4. We saw it earlier, a couple guys getting kind of clipped in there, And it looks like it might still be affecting these guys coming off those ends. Down on the edges here, everybody, driver for themselves, still hanging in there. Nobody giving an inch, no one giving out just quite yet. Saw some great battles earlier on, but right now, field's starting to dictate the pace just a little bit. Harris right back on the attack though. Pat is not exactly running away from them. About 40 laps remain here at Bristol Motor Speedway. That's not quite a lot of laps here when you think about it. This being a half mile long track. This will get pretty quick and get shortened out very fast. Cursor still looking for another race win on another short track of all things with the trucks division. He's done it before. He would love to do it again here and really put up a number and put on a battle here. Coming right in off the corners and off the turns, looking for any kind of position he can get to. As the glitch graphic gremlins are trying to take his truck and take it with him. Saw that blink there. That was not us. That was literally his truck that's getting a little bit blinky down there. Whoa, 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 whoa! Looks like that might cost him big time here. Gets set into the wall down in turn number 4 on the front stretch. Truck comes to a stop. They remain green. Cursor is done, and the caution flies. They call caution on him because he was stopped in a bad spot down there in turn number 1. They really had nothing they could do about it, so we'll take a look at it from another replay here. As the 91, unfortunately, finds himself into the pit of oblivion. Came off that corner there. I don't really know if he lost it in the turn or what happened exactly. Well, there's the glitch graphic gremlin attack. Let's see if the 90 clips him. Watch that 90 here entering off turn 4. Got low to the bottom, no contact, no, it was just basically him over shooting the turn. You saw that rear end slide out just enough. Once you spin the tires, that's pretty much kind of a bad omen there. And that got him good there, unfortunately. Bit of a tough break there for Kevin Kershaw, and definitely not the way he wanted it to go out today. What a tough break there for him and his crew here, and now the field going to have to get squared back up on the track once more. See the lap starting to wind down. Drivers getting very anxious and aware of what they are up against. Remember, race fans, if you are new to the show, like and follow us up here on Facebook, head to our YouTube and subscribe there if you haven't already, because frankly, we've got live action on both coverages, both days, and all that. And we would certainly love to see you guys come on by and have a little fun. Reports are in too, by the way, from Jeff Gluck on some dirt racing news here, as we'll see some dirt racing coming up tonight with the Fast Fun Champ Power Equipment Cup Series. But it looks like that Carl Larson race they had down in Tennessee became the most watched single event day in full sports history, as well as the fact that we know there was a 4.007 million viewership rating on the Sunday night's Bristol dirt race. So congratulations to our dirt crew and our dirt fans out there. Definitely good to see the dirt community is still alive and well. And of course the asphalt series not too far off from that, but you know, we're going to be seeing these guys kind of switch this one from the asphalt to the dirt and later today. And really, I'm going to tell you right now, race fans, I'm extremely excited and I'm very interested to see this. Elliot Wilson saying, is this race coverage of a simulated race or are you racing? I'm not racing. These guys are racing. Yeah, Elliot, right now we're watching the Green Mountain Girls Fast and Fun Truck Series race down out air in Bristol, Tennessee right now. Going on down on the real life timing here on the circuit as we're getting ready to get back down to it. The green flag's back on out. Field moves their way around. Green is up. Yellow taken down. Let's see what these boys can bring to the table now. Field coming off cornered ends here. James Harris trying to make it up there out the one of Brad Patton. Elliot's saying this is wild. Yeah, it's wild. This is what it's all about, though. Trying to hammer down, trying to stay under the bus and stay under the control lever here. You gotta stay really hard on the throttle here these last couple laps, but it looks like Wilcox has a different strategy in mind. You listen to that throttle rhythm, he's being a little bit more, shall we say, spacious. He's getting a little bit more conservative late in that run. Maybe seeing something the other guys aren't, which is basically trying to get up close to the end here. He knows he's got still about 30 lap shootout here to deal with. Dan Starner, Jason Taylor, back down, gonna fight it off here. Oh, whoa, 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 hold on. Woo-hoo-hoo. Jason Taylor got really loose, entering 3 and 4. This time it was turn 3 that bites him. He's not exactly straight yet. Get it up in the banking, 15. There you go. Clegg and George Young still hanging in there. Every driver getting back out on the run, back on the track here. That could have been disastrous, to say the least. Oh, my word. James Harris now moving it right back on the number 1 of Brad Patton here. Every single driver getting right back at it. Elliott's saying he gets loose and he saves it in caps. Well, yeah, man, he saved it. That was that's a hard save to come off from. Again, Bristol Motor Speedway is not exactly the easiest track to perform saves like that, so it's best to try not to do that all too often. Patton still with the race lead. He's trying to pull another one under the books for the number 1 machine. Can he continue his ride of wave and success? He's done it in the Mad number 1. Now he's doing the Green Mountain Grills number 1, but he's still got that Mad logo running on it. And the 311, number 90 of Richard Fornshaw, despite his troubles earlier, this man has no quit, no give. He will come at anybody that dares challenge him in his way of racing. He's won at Bristol Motor Speedway before, as has his opposition in front of him, James Harris in the 55 Subbies machine here. The Ford leads the packs while the Chevys kind of hold up in the middle too, while Starner is running up with the other top 5 drivers here in that pack here. We're taking a look at our top 5 right now with the manufacturers up. Tyler Meeks now coming right up at him, looking to make a move off, trying to make a position into the inside corners. Meeks not quite able to get him just yet. With 24 laps remaining, anybody's guess who can really make the throttle run and who can make the hard charge come alive. Meeks to the inside, now looking for the pass, can't quite clear him. Starner back down on the throttle yet again, and the Rise Nutrition 14 has that's locked in. Oh, I had to speak too soon. The rear end slides out just a little bit. He can't keep it straight. Meeks now fires it right for 4th. Wilcox to the bottom, taking the 5th slot away. Starner is in trouble and he's struggling right now. I can tell that rear end does not want to stay straight and wants to kick out underneath him, and he knows it. If he can't start to realign himself and get things cleared up a little bit more, that's not going to help him long-term wise. It's going to be a big benefit. It's going to be a beneficiaries of Meeks and Wilcox, and the other guys behind him like William Mann Jr. and Steve Clegg. He's got to start getting this thing dialed up a little bit more. Down on the ends here and down on the final laps to go. George Young, Steve Clegg here. One last little shootout dog fight. As you see Jason Taylor kind of hiding in the background. Way back in the field, trying to stay with it. Absolutely incredible racing today, to say the least. No one gave an inch, no one giving out. And it's really just been a matter of testing the luck, testing your patience levels, and hoping for the best. Harris, though, about almost a full second away from Brad Patton. If he does not start to get things dialed up quickly here, he's going to lose this one out. And but I mean, at the same time, he was our number 1 qualifier here today. And the fact that he's been running 1st, 2nd, 3rd all day long just shows you the skill and the speed he's had under that hood and had under that truck all day long. He has not given an inch here to anybody. And you can see he's now trying to wheel this thing up a little harder. He's starting to make some ground on Patton. The driver out of Texas trying to bring home the bacon, trying to bring home the speed here at Tennessee, and maybe bring home some of that whiskey to his family and loved ones. Can't go wrong with some good old Tennessee whiskey around here. You can see the gap though shooting out, top 5 right there in your sights here as the field starts to get closer to the end. It's been an absolutely chaotic race, and to say the least, and pretty fun to watch this, if I do say so myself. But with the laps winding down now, it's really just a matter of patience, perseverance, and skill between these drivers. Wilcox and Tyler Meeks earlier on. Both guys having a great battle and a great little shootout there, but it was Meeks who came out kind of ahead of the curve and kind of ahead of the preferred line, if you will, not having to take an instant repair up as bad as Wilcox did. Meeks did have to get damage cleared up, and actually I think he did take an instant repair later in the race because of the damage he sustained from the wreck, but he certainly did not hold anything back in that 35 AC Delco. But that Allegiant Chevrolet 53 of Wilcox, you saw him earlier on backing the throttle down, kind of backing the tires up, trying to keep the air temperatures a little bit more under cool. Well, now that goes thrown out the window. Now it's time to put the full throttle into the charge and into the assault. You can get about 15 good laps on a fresh set if you know how to time it just right. And Wilcox knows they were running really hard earlier. He knows he got a big opportunity to really strike it here at Meeks, as Brad Patton is now starting to put the boost and the fight to Harris 1 second ahead and starting to gain more traction from Harris. It's anybody's race right now for your top 5 here when it comes to the 4th place position. The battle for 4th condenses on. This is really the main course here. This is what is being watched here on the show. 10 drivers on the lead lap. Wheeler here still one of the only guys out there with Sheldon Pearson still out fighting for position, just fighting for any kind of point stay they can get. 7 to go. Oh, look at this now. Starter even looks like he's getting intertwined. He says, hey, wait a minute, boys. You didn't really think you left me behind that easily, did you? He was struggling earlier. Now he's got a whole different line. He's heading up from, hang on, Wilcox. Oh, my goodness. He almost got a whole lot of that 35 of Meeks. He makes the mistake, opened the door up. Starter now moves in, and William Mann Jr. and George Young even making a little bit of a comeback here with 5 to go. Meeks straight to the inside now. Looks, on the outside while Starter goes inside, diving in deep, looking for the position. The Rise Nutrition 14 F-150 trying to put the boots straight to the rear end of the 35, but he can't quite get the pass on the bottom lane. The outside still is where most of the run is. 4 to go. Close corner, close combat, action-packed, 550 horsepower racing from these boys. Neither one giving an inch. Now Starter to the inside. Great charge there on the last run. Meeks trying to hold on. William Mann Jr. coming right through the field as well. Now making a big run here at the late half. 3 goes to 2 to go this time. We got Madden with the race lead and a good almost 2 seconds ahead of Harris. They'll bring him to the white flag this next time by, but the battle is in the mid-pack. These top 5 guys laying it down one more time. White flag in the air for Brad Patton though. And the GMG Green Mountain Girls Ford F-150 will pack, stack, and rack them up and put this one back into the field. Checkers are coming out. Brad Patton is going to win at Bristol Motor Speedway. And coming to the line here, it's going to be a big fight coming to the end, but Dan Starner will go 4-5 to William Mann Jr. to round out your top 5 water race. And a battle once again between the Green Mountain Grill boys and as well as the Fast and Fun Champion Power Equipment guys. Everybody put on a show, put on a run, and a love tap there from Harris to Patton saying, you get this one next time. Not going to be so easy, buddy. Patton is on a mission, and he is an absolute dominating driver right now in this field and in this circumstance. I'm not surprised. He continues to strike it big as he does a little Alan Kwiecki Polish lap around the track in his own little way. I guess he's going to try to drift around it. But what a race and what a deal here to finish this one out, folks. Heavy hitting, heavy charging, and the fact is, the matter is, we're not done yet. What an astounding race here, guys, and what a great night of action here. We'll take a look now at the performance here from our drivers here. Let's take a look at our race results here as we start to close the show off. top 3 are telling me that we're not really in the mood to talk right now. We'll go ahead and do it another night. They got to prepare for the dirt about to come on the track, so we'll let them be alone and let them leave them be. But here is the final finishers in this one. Brad Patton in the number 1 will take this win home. James Harris goes second. Third, Richard Fornshell. Fourth to Dan Starner. Fifth, William Mann Jr. Sixth, to George Young. Seventh, to Tyler Meeks. Eighth, to Christian Wilcox. Ninth, to Jason Taylor. Steve Clegg goes 10th. That will round out your field today here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Well, race fans, again, a big thank you to you that tuned into the show. A very big thank you to Green Mountain Girls for their support. You guys need the best wood fire pillow girls in the market. Look them up, www.greenmountaingirls.com, and it is up there. Visit their on their most social media platforms as well, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Big thank you to them, and a big thank you to every single one of you for tuning on in. I will see you guys when we put the dirt on the track. Night sky is coming. It's time in just a few short minutes to go to the dirt. We'll see you guys here at about 8:30 Eastern, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central on PT Racing TV.